She likes the co-hosting gig, apparently. I don't know what to tell you. She just jumped up on here as soon as the stream started. It's like she knows something's. You can probably hear her purring. She's purring. She liked the show yesterday, and now she's just doing this now. This is just her thing. Hi, Kevin. How are you? What's up, Anthony? What's up, Anna? Anna says hello, Lucy. Lucy's purring. I don't know if you can hear her. She's purring. This is... What do you like about the microphone now? This microphone's been here for a long time, and now she's like... New co-host. Absolutely. She's always been the co-host. Sometimes she just likes to sit on the couch and sleep, though. What are you going to do? What's up, DLJ? Good morning from Malaysia. Well, good morning back from California. What's up, Farhad? Thank you very much. My Farhad, again, my the vase is beautiful. It lives in my kitchen now. And thank you again for that. Is this a future comic strip? Probably. Which, by the way, guys, Lucy and Ron, it's coming this month. Maybe that's why she's been doing this. She knows. She's like, my comic is hitting the internet soon. I got to be on top of it. She's claiming the mic as her own. Thank you. Whoa, Chris! Holy shit, buddy! All right, we're above 30, but we gotta hold on. Chris is proposing tomorrow. Chris Wynn, regular viewer, is proposing tomorrow. Chris, good luck, buddy. I hope your girlfriend doesn't watch the show. Otherwise, make sure she doesn't see this stream, Chris. But congratulations, buddy. Good luck. I hope you'll be on the stream tomorrow to tell us how it went. Seriously, good luck, man. That's awesome. I'm happy for you. Congratulations in advance. And I can't wait to hear about it. Elizabeth, good morning, Ron and Lucy. Thank you for that comment, Elizabeth. Much appreciated. What's up, Brandon? What's up, Zachary? All right, we're above 30. So I am, oh, geez, she bailed. She bailed. She bailed as soon as we were ready to be officially started. What's up, Anna? Thank you. Thank you for the word. I gave her a ring and she gave me the finger, says Dan. That's what just Lucy gave me the finger for being the co-host, but Chris is going to have an awesome proposal. I'm excited for him. Yeah. All right. Get my meow on with meows. Right on. What's up, Steve? Good to see you. What's up, Cephers? However that goes. All right. Well, we're above 30. So, guys, my topic for today, we talked about this was going to be our topic for today, is bartering. We're going to talk about bartering and where we feel it has a role in our future economy. And so here's my thing. I've always been for bartering, and it's always fascinated me. Like, I always liked the idea of bartering. There's an organization, the first introduction I had to it personally was there was an organization up in Washington State, in Bellingham, Washington, and I think it was called the Green Corner or something like that. And they just had an organized bartering system where you could go in and you could offer a certain service, and then they had a website that kind of was the hub for all this, but you could also do it. I believe there were bulletin boards and stuff like that too. So for people that weren't wanting to do something like that on the internet, or for people that weren't as savvy in doing that, there's a formal hard copy way of doing it. It's like I'm having a hard time like what do you call it? The old fashioned way, just doing it like right on top of the people. But yeah, so and you would offer whatever. You would say, hey, I have a good green bean crop. I have a good potato crop. I will play a show at your house for dinner. I'm a musician and I'll do that. I'm a comedian and I will do, X, Y, Z. That's basically what that system is. I think that it's going to have a bigger seat at the table in our future economies, because I do think that we need to turn to our communities now more so than ever before. I think our communities are where actual power is to instill change. Excuse me. That's why I am fighting for municipal broadband. By the way, this is a Fight for the Future shirt. Keep the internet weird. I'm trying to get municipal broadband in my community. And I think bartering is part of that conversation too. I wish that all communities had an organization set up similar to what Bellingham, Washington has, where they have a barter exchange set up. And the other thing to keep in mind regarding bartering is that rich people already do it, basically. Like this is like, rich people already do it. The people at the top, they barter and trade on stuff all the time. So they know that this is a valuable thing. Peter Lavelle, what's up, buddy? I haven't been on your show in forever. I'm available whenever you want to have me back. Good to see you. So anyway, thoughts on bartering. Some of you are saying that you like sharing better than bartering. Now, I'm all about sharing too. I'm all about... I guess, what do you mean by sharing, though? Do you mean, like... Because I think in bartering, the reason I'm bringing up bartering is because that's an exchange of goods. So that has a value to it. And I like to... I try to barter, too. I've done it in my professional life. I mentioned yesterday on the show the service that I use for my hotels, which, by the way, if you are a performer, if you're a comedian or a musician or any type of touring performer, take note of this. There's a service out there called Road Rooms. It's run by my friend Patrick. So full disclaimer, I am friends with the guy. What Road Rooms does is it matches up performers with a hotel room that is at a heavily discounted rate. So you get to stay at a really nice hotel that is at a discounted rate. And in exchange, you tweet about the hotel, and you can do it after you stay there. If you don't feel comfortable doing it while you're there, that's okay. But you tweet about it, and you just say, hey, we were here. It was a nice place. So you kind of give them a little bit of a plug, and then you write a review. Now, your review can be fair. If you have a negative experience, you can say that, and then, then that's it. So, it's not like they're not buying bad reviews necessarily. Or excuse me, they're not buying good reviews. They have to earn the good review. So it's an honest endeavor. But so anyway, that's a for instance of a certain type of bartering. So there's a lot of different things you can offer as far as a barter goes. I thought about what I would do if I lived in Bellingham, Washington at the time, and I don't know what I would do. I would just be like, hey, I'll tell jokes at your house for dinner. But hey, I guess that I'd like to think that has value. I'd like to think some people would take me up on that. What if I got like a meal every weeknight that way? What if people were like, yeah, we're gonna feed an extra dude tonight, and in exchange, he's gonna like entertain us for a little while. What a cool, like, after that's a nice family event. If they had like children, I'd have to like kind of adapt a little bit. Not so much because I curse too much. I really don't, but because I'm not really good at what are they gonna relate to what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? But anyway, that's why I don't work cruise ships. I'm not good at relating to children. So anyway, Zero Divisor asks where I get my shirt. I got my shirt from Fight for Fight for the Future. You can get this right from Fight for the Future's website. And it's a really cool cause to support because they're doing some amazing work. We covered 2 stories from Fight for the Future this week on the stream. So, yeah, that's where I got my shirt. Tim says, doing computer repair and teaching others to repair is great for bartering. That's nice. The Jinxana says, little free pantries and little free libraries are rad. You can share either food or books, take something, leave something. That's also awesome. And I agree. I like those free library kiosk things that you see. Or is kiosk right? Yeah, I guess it's technically a kiosk. It's kind of a little DIY one, but yeah. I've never taken or given anything, though, admittedly. Wait, no. I've given something, but I've never taken anything. I have given a book there once, but I've never taken anything. So, yeah, I definitely like those too. And libraries in general. I am still that person who goes to their library all the time. Nicole says, I would do tutoring to help with term papers for house cleaning, but I get nervous with strangers in my house. Yeah, I mean, you got to be careful with what you barter and what you take. But I think tutoring, that's definitely a valuable thing. I could probably do that too. I've looked into tutoring before. I mean, I've taught before. So I guess I could probably tutor certain subjects. So I guess that could be something else I could list on my list of skills or whatever. Yeah. Let's see what else you guys have to say about bartering. I told you guys where I got my shirt. Doing how to do tech stuff is huge. I mean, that's huge. Tech stuff is, tech stuff is definitely huge. All right. So cool. Bartering. And I know it's interesting because a lot of times bartering, that's something that is sort of out of the box politically. I mean, you have a lot of progressives that are into bartering. You also have a lot of libertarians that are into bartering, and even conservatives that are into bartering. And Nicole asked for a bartering website. There's a couple different ones. There was one that was like just called Barter something, and then Google, I believe it's called Green Corner in Bellingham, Washington. But if you just kind of Google bartering Bellingham, Washington, you would find it. So yeah. I can barter the beer and cider that I brew, says Zero Divisor. Dude. Yeah. And that dude wasn't directed at you. I don't know your gender. It was just an exclamation. But yeah, I would totally want some of that beer or cider. I would go do a show at your place or tutor or do something like that for some beer and cider. And then I would serve it at a party where I would have a musician over to play music for a free meal. I would man, if someone played some really good jazz or something like that, I would totally have them over for, I would totally cook for them. I guess that's another thing I could do. I could be like, yeah, if you want to, or another cool thing that bartering also gives is like someone grows a lot of food. It's like, hey, come over and bring your food. I'll make a good meal with that food. So I'll get some other ingredients. You just provide the crops, and then we'll make a meal. And I'm sure the people that grow stuff, that's probably what they do all the time as far as their as far as bartering goes. So I think that not only does bartering have value and does it add value in an economy, but I think it also brings the community together a little more. Wouldn't you say so? Because I think that scenario I just described, I think a lot of people that barter, that's something that happens when they barter. So I think that bartering brings a community closer together, which is good for any community. It's good for civic engagement, and it brings value to an economy that's beyond monetary value. And, with our kind of declining currency, I think that's a good thing. So yeah, I really dig bartering. Before we move on, is anybody against bartering? That was kind of a weird. I doubt anyone would just be like, I'm against it. But do you see like what are some arguments against organizing a barter situation in a community? What kind of barters would you prefer to these live chats instead of cash? Hey, contact me about producing a house show. Ronplacone.com for that. Bartering sustains many local communities. I live in a very rural area, and it's done all the time to survive. That's what No More Donation says. Slow News Day says, the one I just provided in that barter allows for a more accurate determination of your labor value. Right on. Bluebell says, bartering is great, but it won't pay the light bill. On the other hand, I use solar. So that's awesome that you're using solo. Wow. Blah. That's awesome you're using solar. Awesome. Really cool. And yeah, of course, bartering is not, when we're talking about bartering, I'm not implying that it's a complete substitute for an economy. Like, I understand that that's not going to be the case. I don't ever see a situation where bartering is the only exchange of goods and services in an economy. What I'm saying is that it has its place and it adds value. It should be part of an economy. Brandon, we're doing 2 nights in Philly, buddy, and I hope to see you there. June 14th and 15th, Graham Elwood and myself will be in Philadelphia. We're doing 2 shows, one Friday night, one Saturday night. I hope to see you there. Joseph, when are you coming to Minneapolis? Working on it. Minneapolis is on the short list. A cashless society would be pretty fucking killer, though. Yes, it would. Yes, it would. And I'd love to see that utopia. I don't think that's a utopia that I'll see in my lifetime. But you know, I would love to see that utopia happen. Let's see. The bastards took our cash, so we have to barter to even have an economy. Yeah. Now Chip says, I do not trust a cashless society. Well, it's hard to imagine because we've never seen it, and the chances of us ever seeing it, I think, are slim to none. Do I think such a society could exist? Yes, I think it could. It has in civilizations past. But I think that is something that is a long time off, something that I don't think we'll see in our lifetimes. I don't think there's any chance at that. And I can see how you'd be like, well, I don't really trust that because it's just so hard to imagine because it would be breaking all of the constructs we come to know. So I get that. I do think it would be possible. I don't know exactly what it would look like. But yeah. If you ever come to do a show in San Luis Obispo, I'll bring you some homemade beer. Awesome, Zero Divisor. And we're working on San Luis Obispo. So, yeah, San Luis Obispo. We will be there. All right, let's move on to the articles of the day. We got a lot of them. So, yeah, bartering, not a complete substitute for an economy. We weren't implying that it would be, but seems like it does have its place and adds value to community. And I think every community should have something similar to what Bellingham, Washington has. And if anyone here lives in Pasadena, California, please start it here. And start something in your community. Just do it. Cool. All right. So, guys, this is pretty tragic, and I don't know how we're gonna move on from this. Really, this is gonna be hard. But buckle in. I know you're thinking, gee, we really need radical change in this country, and we got to do something about the status quo. And we need all the allies we can get. And it really pains me to let you guys know that We lost. We have potentially lost in the political arena a huge ally. We're gonna get through this, but here is some very rough news, guys. Howard Schultz has largely stopped his presidential prep work. I know. I know it's hard. I know. I'm giving you guys time to digest that before I continue to the article. I know what you're thinking, man. This guy was just so inspirational. A billionaire talking about the national debt and how that's the biggest problem in our country and how we can't have health care or free college or living wages. That was inspirational, and we really needed that kind of pragmatic institution of no ideas whatsoever. And that was going to get us to where we needed to go. If you keep pummeling no ideas, eventually you'll just get good ideas. That's how it works, I guess. And I know it's really tough that Howard Schultz is gone, but here's what's going on. So this is from the Daily Beast, MSNBC Lite. When former Starbucks CEO Howard Schultz first declared that he was entertaining the idea of running for president, he was ubiquitous on the political scene, sitting for interviews with major outlets, appearing at buzzy conferences that were sparsely attended, and making various stops for a book tour. All right, but in the past 2 weeks, he's disappeared. So leaving the impression that the presidential campaign he was flirting with won't actually come to fruition. His aides say that's not the case. Well, here's fingers crossed. Bill Burton, a senior Schultz advisor, said that Schultz was considering a bid and remained committed to the time frame. Clearly, this person's an advisor and not a friend, because if this person was a friend, they would say, Howard, please stop. Please stop, Howard. Please stop. You're embarrassing yourself, Howard. This is embarrassing. I know that you look at Donald Trump and you think anybody can do this, and in some ways, that's true. Anybody with a fuckload of money can do it. That's true, because our elections are bought and sold to the highest bidder. But, Howard, dude, you're embarrassing yourself. This is painful. You have no ideas whatsoever. You're hurting your own brand. And I know you're not directly involved with Starbucks anymore, but you know, other people are. You handed off the baton. Have some consideration for them. Please, Howard. Please. That's what a friend would say to Howard Schultz. So this person's an advisor, not a friend. If I was friends with Howard Schultz, I'd be like, dude, let's go on a vacation, all right? Let's just go on a vacation and talk this out. You're paying, by the way. You're a fucking bag. But let's go. Let's just go. Where do you want to go? Where's somewhere in the world you have not been, Howard? Where's somewhere in the world you haven't been? We'll take a private jet there, bro. We'll take a private jet. Don't take this the wrong way. Can we have coffee there that's not from your company? You burn it on purpose to save money. Please. I'm sorry. No, don't make it a coffee-themed milkshake. I'm not into that. I feel like I just want to drink black coffee. This is black coffee. No offense if you like the coffee-themed milkshakes. That's fine, and I get it. Howard Schultz had this great idea of, hey, we're going to sell dessert for breakfast and make it seem grown-up. And people were like, fuck yeah, I get it. I get it. And I'm not going to tell you that I didn't go through a phase where I really loved mint mocha frappuccinos. I did. I was 20, and I was like, yeah. And then I was like, this is just fucking, this isn't my daily caffeine intake that I need as an adult person participating in the world because I have an addiction. Coffee's, it's an addiction, and I own that. There are worse addictions one could have. So anyway, Howard Schultz may or may not have stopped. Hopefully he did. He's been silent for a couple weeks. With how long our frickin' primary season is, how long all of our election seasons are, he still has plenty of time to jump back in. But hopefully at this point, he's not going to. He probably saw Joe Biden and was just like, hey, I guess this guy's pretty much just me. Why do I need to be here? What's the point? Why do I need to be here? Maybe he was visited by the ghost of centrist future who said, look, Howard, there are others. Maybe that somebody in Starbucks called and they said, look, we have a Trenta caramel self-awareness for Howard Schultz. That's a Trenta caramel self-awareness. Come grab your drink, Howard Schultz. And he drank it and he's like, I shouldn't This is embarrassing. So anyway, Howard Schultz might be over, but we're not positive yet. The mystery remains. Strike news. We got strike news. Strike news. We got it. We got multiple strike news, but this is going on today. Uber and Lyft drivers plan 24-hour strike to protest pay. Uber and Lyft drivers in 8 U.S. cities plan to stop taking rides for ride-sharing services on May 8th. That's today. I had to make sure of that because I doubted myself. I was like, let me make sure that is correct. But yes, it is May 8th. Still my morning, folks. The planned work stoppage comes as Uber is preparing for an initial public offering that could value the company at upwards of $100 billion. Drivers for the companies want a minimum wage of $28 an hour, which they say amounts to $17 after gas, tolls, and other expenses. Although Uber's planned initial public offering next month is likely to turn some current and former employees of the ride-sharing service into instant millionaires and billionaires, the biggest IPO in years may do much less for one party, the company's drivers. That's why thousands of Uber drivers in 8 U.S. cities plan to turn off their app for 24 hours on May 8th to protest what they regard as the company's stingy wages. So that's today. That's going on right now. And, all right, I want to run an experiment. So let me see. I actually don't have Uber on my phone, but I do have Lyft. And so let me see. So let's just see how many people are doing that in my area. Let me see how many Lyfts are available. Usually at any given time in my area, there's a lot of Lyfts available. I don't have a number because you just see like all the cars scattered about. But all right, so let's see. Let's see here. So there's not as many as I'm used to seeing. There are not as many Lyfts as I'm used to seeing. Now, it could be the time of day, but there are not as many as I'm used to seeing. So there you go. If you can, try not to get a Lyft or an Uber today. Try to avoid it. I do my best to avoid it when I can all the time. Like, I really do. I try my best for that. It's and that's another topic for another day where we need to really talk out cabs and Lyfts and Uber and kind of, you know, where the kind of gig economy has taken us and, you know, like what it means to have kind of a part-time option in those ride-sharing services. Yeah, that's a topic for a different day. But anyway, getting back to the strike is a good thing. If Lyft and Uber start paying living wages to their drivers, that's huge. Now, if they started paying an hourly, I've never driven for them before, so I don't know exactly how it works. I'm sure some people here can help out, because I'm sure some of you guys in the chat have driven Lyft or Uber before. If they started paying in like an actual hourly, I'm not sure if they do that now. I don't think they do, because you just kind of start driving and stop driving whenever you want. So if they started paying an hourly, I guess there would have to be some kinds of some kind of mechanism to measure, you know, how many drives somebody is getting, and then having an hourly versus, you know, a percentage of the rides that the driver gets, and then they just get whatever's greater, you know, assuming they're producing the rides or what have you. I know there wouldn't be a scenario where it's not like someone could just turn on the app and then not drive anywhere and then be like, all right, I'm racking in, you know, $28 an hour and I'm just sitting here, I'm gaming the system. Like, they have things in place so that can't happen. So there may need to be anyway, maybe they do an hourly already and I'm just not aware of it. I'm not a driver, so I don't know, but I'm sure getting those mechanisms in place would be easy. So I'm all about Lyft and Uber paying living wages. I think they should. All right, so let's see if there's anything more concerning the strike. In Los Angeles, some 4,200 members of Rideshares Drivers United will stop taking rides for both Uber and Lyft platforms and hold a rally at Los Angeles International Airport. We provide an essential service, but Uber and Lyft investors are the only ones reaping the benefits, said Karam Bouami, a Lyft driver who usually works at the airport. So I think it's awesome that Lyft drivers and Uber drivers are uniting. I think that's phenomenal. I think this is a good example of power to the people. I encourage everybody, if you can avoid using Lyft or Uber today, please do so. Hit the company in the pocketbook where it hurts and support the striking riders. You know, if you're in a situation where there's really nothing you can do, you can't avoid it, you know, I'm not going to judge you. I know that, you know, people have places they need to be, and we've kind of been forced into, you know, this type of economy. So, but if you can avoid it, please consider doing so to support these riders who are striking. You know, I myself will be supporting it. I will not be taking a Lyft or an Uber today. And, well, I never take an Uber. I don't have Uber, but cool. So that's today. This is breaking. I think it's awesome that these drivers are getting together. I think they deserve living wages. I'm sure it could be easily measured by the company so that it's fair for everyone involved. And that should be the way it is. So I hope they get the $28 an hour. I support the striking drivers. I think I said riders. You know what I meant. Striking drivers. Right on. Solidarity. All right. Here's another striking story of successful strikes. And I've not looked into all this yet. Pub workers of the world unite. Shoplifters of the world unite and take over. Any headline that is a slight reference to a Smith song, I'm just all in immediately. I just start geeking out instantaneously. That's a slight nod. Maybe it wasn't on purpose, maybe it was, but I feel like that was a slight nod to Shoplifters of the World, a fantastic Smith song, and the Johnny Marr solo in that is just such a cool guitar solo. Such a cool... Actually, you find a YouTube video of there's this guy in his car, and he's just geeking out to Johnny Marr's solo in Shoplifters of the World. And it went viral, and it's just an awesome video. I didn't know that could... You know how many songs I geek out to? And I should have just turned the camera on in my car and then posted it. Be like, Ron geeks out to... There's so many songs. There's video footage of me out there geeking out at shows like a ridiculous amount. Nothing's ever gone viral. I gotta get some concert tickets. And then we gotta get Ron geeks out at a concert. It goes viral. I geek out at shows. I'm one of those people. I yelled, "We love you" to Robert Smith until my voice was hoarse. The last time I saw The Cure. I just kept yelling, "We love you" over and over again. It's probably disturbing for everyone around me. No, it wasn't. They were yelling it too. They were yelling it too, and everybody was just dancing, and some people were like crying. Even it was such a good show. Anyway, all right. So beyond the song, let's see what else is going on here. Pub workers of the world, unite and take over. Workers at Wetherspoons, the British pub chain, were tired of low wages and grueling conditions, so they formed a union, went on strike, and they frickin' won. Yes! Wetherspoons is a ubiquitous pub chain in the UK. It serves cheap food and drink, but treats its staff shoddily. In Brighton, young workers had enough. Risking the precarious, low-paid jobs, they formed a union branch in their workplace. Following their first strike, they won higher wages and more accountability. The hashtag Spoon Strike is part of a wider group of precarious workers organizing in McDonald's, other branches of Wetherspoons, and other chain restaurants. Organizing takes place largely on social media, with WhatsApp used for communication and Facebook and Twitter deployed to publicize strikes and win outside support that pressures management. This indicates a couple things that are themes that we repeat on this show. 1, there is strength in your community. 2, there is strength in solidarity and power. 3, there is strength in the unions. 4, there is strength in workers' rights. And 5, we need a free and open internet to instill any type of change. They use Facebook and Twitter to organize. They use WhatsApp. which I'm not on WhatsApp, so I don't ask me questions about WhatsApp. I'm feeling old and self-conscious. I feel judgment. I feel judgment from the screen. I'm not in the chat right now. I can't see it, but I feel that Ron doesn't know WhatsApp. Yeah, I don't know WhatsApp. Ron's still shitty on Reddit. I know I'm still shitty in the Reddit subsection. All right, I'm trying to get better. I might be doing an AMA on Reddit soon. I'm probably going to be embarrassingly terrible at it. I will watch several videos and take a workshop. I'm feeling the judgment. I'm feeling judged. I'm taking a sip of coffee right now. I'm tired of your judgment. Lucy's on the couch. She's judging me. I feel it. She's like, I'm almost asleep, but yeah, I'm judging you. I'm on WhatsApp. Lucy's on it. I'm not. Lucy the cat, she's got, not me. So the point is, free and open internet is essential for all this. To really instill the type of change we need the communication tool we all rely on, which is a free and open internet. So this story literally hits on every theme we talk about in this show. Strengthen unions, strengthen community, strengthen reaching out to your peers and standing together, and the importance of an information vehicle to make all this possible, which is preserving the free and open internet. And they're over in the UK, so they don't have the types of problems with the free and open internet we have here in the United States. Their internet wasn't given to a bunch of private companies. They essentially have municipal broadband all across their country. That's why they have better internet at a cheaper price. I was over there. I experienced it. Their Wi-Fi is faster. It is better. And from every account I've ever heard of from listeners of this show over there, they pay a much cheaper price for it. They usually pay around £25 or something thereof. Even with the currency translation, that's still significantly less than most people in the United States pay. Myself being one, that's a lot less than what I pay. So right on. That's let's get back to the name of this because I'm not totally familiar. So Spoon Strike is the hashtag there. Hashtag Spoon Strike. And these are Weatherspoons is the chain in the UK. People are winning, and McDonald's workers are doing the same thing, and this is awesome. This is really cool to see. And this, for instance, of victory. And the article has a Smiths reference. It's like everything that Get Your News On with Ron holds dear was in this article, which I just want to give it a big old bear hug. A reference to music. We talk about music a lot, which also references culture. We talk about culture a lot. The power of community, the power of solidarity, the power of unions, the importance of a free and open internet. It's like everything we hold dear. You know what wasn't mentioned there? Electoral politics. So everybody feels good and doesn't feel shitty. Neat. That's awesome. That's a good way to end a Thursday. We're not done yet. I'm just saying, you know what I mean. All right. So here is some shitty news to kind of balance this. So here's something connected to Venezuela. This was shared on the Twitter, and I've not looked into this yet, but I thought it was a very intriguing topic, and I wanted to kind of unpack it here. So thank you for sending this. I believe this was from Tim, and if I'm wrong on that, please correct me, and I apologize, but I believe this is from Tim. How GMO seeds and Monsanto Bayer's Roundup are driving U.S. policy in Venezuela. So this is a connection I was not aware of, the direct connection to Monsanto and Bayer. So let's see what this is all about. As the political crisis in Venezuela has unfolded, much has been said about the Trump administration's clear interest in the privatization and exploitation of Venezuela's oil reserve. Yep, we know that. Yet the influence of another notorious American company, Monsanto, has gone largely unmentioned. Well, this is my first time mentioning it. While numerous other Latin American nations have become a free-for-all for the biotech company and its affiliates, Venezuela has been one of the few countries to fight Monsanto and other international agrochemical giants and win. However, since that victory, which was won under Chavista rule, the U.S.-backed Venezuelan opposition has been working to undo it. Now, with Juan Guaido's parallel government attempting to take power with the backing of the U.S., it is telling that the top political donors of those in the U.S. most fervently pushing regime change in Venezuela have close ties to Monsanto and other major financial stakes in Bayer. In recent months, Monsanto's most controversial and notorious product, the pesticide glyphosate, branded as Roundup and linked to cancer in recent U.S. court rulings. By the way, one of the regulars on this show, Amos, mentioned that they had a community garden. They hired somebody to do some work in the garden. That entity used Roundup, and it killed everything. But getting back to this. All right, so has threatened Bayer's financial future as never before, with a litany of new court cases barking at Bayer's door. It appears that many of the forces in the U.S. Now seeking to overthrow the Venezuelan government are hoping that a new Guaido-led government will provide Bayer with a fresh, much-needed market for its agrochemicals and transgenic seeds, particularly those products that now face bans in countries all over the world, including once defoliated and still poisoned Vietnam. So that's another piece of the puzzle that nobody's talking about. We know it's all about oil and resources, but it's also about helping out other corporations. Monsanto wants a new playground. Monsanto also wants a new playground. And this is a piece of the puzzle you're not going to hear about much. You're not going to hear about it much. And here's something else going on in Venezuela. Or going on in the embassy, excuse me. Secret Service blocking food from reaching activists inside the Venezuelan embassy. Since April 30th, the Venezuelan embassy in Washington has been under siege by pro-coup activists who have repeatedly stated their intention to prevent the access of food to the people inside, who are living there at the invitation of the elected government of Venezuela. The U.S. Secret Service is outsourcing its desires to remove the Embassy Protection Collective to the violent and bigoted protesters. The Secret Service has said that it will not prevent those in the building from accessing food or supplies, but on Monday morning that proved to be a lie. Instead of merely abetting the opposition's war of attrition, the Secret Service now serves as the second line of defense against the delivery of food, having now denied its entry themselves. And you can see footage of this. Anya Primpel was someone that we talked to over at the Jimmy Dore show. We talked to her. She was inside the embassy. She was giving us a play-by-play on what was going on. And how when these, when Guaido supporters and stuff have been violent and stuff like that, they've blamed the other protesters instead. The people inside. So that is happening and continues to happen. And that's happening right here in the United States. What's interesting about the whole Venezuela issue is that not only do you not hear about what's going on over there, do you not get the full story of what's going on over there. You just get one side, and it's the side that has the incentives of our big corporations, big oil, Monsanto, big government. But you also get, but also domestically, you don't know what's going on. You don't hear about this in most of the media. You don't know that this is going on right in Washington, D.C. They're trying to deny food to people who are inside there. You don't hear about that. So not only do you not get the full story on what's going on in Venezuela, you don't get the full story of what's going on domestically. That's something. All right. Guys, we should all just get together and rock out. I talked about how I really just need more footage. I need to just geek out at a concert, and then that's got to go viral, like the dude that's rocking out to the Johnny Marr solo. The dude that rocks out to the Johnny Marr solo in Shoplifters of the World. I've actually watched that video multiple times. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful video. And that's what I got to do. So here, I might have my chance. Guys, this is how we're going to end our Thursday. This is a fun way to end. David shares this. Queen, wait a second. It's Wednesday. Oh, fuck. I thought it was Thursday. It's totally Wednesday. It is. I'm sure people have corrected that multiple times in the chat. When you're a comedian, you mix weekdays up really quick. It happens all the time. My bad. Shit. Sorry about that. Yeah. You know what it is that Wednesday used to be my really long day of the week where I had a lot of shit going on. That used to be Wednesday. That is now Tuesday. Now, Tuesday used to be like a lighter day for me where I had less stuff going on. Now, Tuesday is by far my busiest day of the week. Wednesday is just kind of another day. It used to be Wednesday was my busiest day of the week. And yeah. So that's why, wow, man, brain, mind fuck. I totally thought today. Well, either way, it's a good way to end our Wednesday. Queen's Brian May wants another Live Aid to tackle climate change. Queen guitarist Brian May has expressed his hope that another concert on the epic scale of Live Aid will take place to tackle climate change. The guitarist played an integral role at the original event in 1985 when Queen played arguably the most famous gig of their entire career. And I'm sure you guys have seen that online. If you haven't, watch it right now. And go see, not right now, wait till the stream's over, but watch it after this stream is over or after you're done watching this clip if you're coming at this later. You got to watch. Queen's Live Aid performance is spectacular. And I recommend the movie Bohemian Rhapsody. I liked it. I know some diehard Queen fans, they wanted more. Look, all rock biopics, you're going to have those moments where you want more. I'm sure that there's going to be some wanting more of the Elton John movie that comes out at the end of this month. But I'm looking forward to seeing that as well. So, yeah. I hope this show happens, and I hope there's an opportunity. You know what I hope? I hope that this show happens, and I hope that Johnny Marr and Morrissey reunite, and we get to hear Shoplifters of the World with Morrissey and Marr does that solo, and then I geek the fuck out to it, and then I restage that viral video. Like, somehow I get a car on the lawn, and I'm sitting in the car, and I'm like, yeah! And it'll be a genuine freak out, because I love that guitar solo too, and then that goes viral. Guys, I feel better with a plan. So, will there be a next Live Aid? Brian May from Queens hoping to make it happen, and I hope he does. That sounds really cool. All right, let me go to you guys, and then we're going to end the show today. Let me see what y'all are saying. Let's see. Slow news day. Oh, first of all, you guys have some, Alfonso, thank you very much for the Super Chat contribution. Weatherspoons is the Arby's of pubs. I like that analogy, although, I mean, Arby's isn't a pub at all, but I like that analogy. Do they serve, like, kind of roast beef that's, like, not actually meat or whatever? Is that something they do? Slow news day. Ron Placone, did you see that the original Misfits are playing in LA soonish? Yes, I did, and I'm going to try to get tickets. I did see that, and, yeah. So, there's that. That happens when you work 7 days a week, too. I'm sure it does. I do not work 7 days a week. I hope nobody here does. If you have to, that's really horrible. Nobody should have to work 7 days a week. But I do not work 7 days a week. I just, again, Tuesday used to be my long day for for over a year. Tuesday was my long day, and whatever, Wednesday was just whatever. Or wait, now I'm fucking it up. Wednesday was my long day. Wednesday was my long day, and Tuesday was just kind of whatever. Now, it's the other way around. So yeah. I got it all confused. So, guys, there were some pretty uplifting stories today. Some pretty cool stuff. Tour dates. Let me throw out the tour dates. You guys know Graham Elwood and I are coming to the East Coast. Don't wait. Get your tickets now. We're coming to New York City. We're coming to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania for 2 nights. We're coming to Boston, Massachusetts. We're coming to Washington, D.C. We're coming to Baltimore. And we're coming to New Haven, Connecticut. RonPlacone.com for all those tickets. Los Angeles, tonight, Wednesday, May 8th. Yes, I know what day it is. I'm not mixing it up now. Wednesday, May 8th, tonight is Politics Night at the Dojo. Go to RonPlacone.com and email me if you want on the guest list for that show. That's tonight. Right in Los Angeles, right at Sycamore Tavern. That's right off of Sunset, near Sunset and Sycamore in Hollywood. There's free parking, and that show is tonight. Drop me an email. I'll throw you on the guest list. I hope to see you there. Also, Los Angeles, May 23rd is the first Ron Placone and Friends at Flappers Comedy Club. Who's on the debut show, you ask? Well, Jimmy Dore, Steph Zamorano, Graham Elwood, Gareth Reynolds from The Dollop, Tracy Walker, and Courtney Cronin. It's a fantastic lineup. I'm so stoked about this lineup. Go to ronplacone.com for information and tickets to that show. If you want to support this show on the sustainability end, please do consider becoming a patron. Patreon.com/ronplacone. For a give what you can level, you get all kinds of exclusive content, all kinds of perks, all kinds of fun stuff. and you help keep the show on the air. I want to get better equipment. I want to expand the show. I want to do more interviews. I want to have more guests. I want to do more streams. So your support is very, very much appreciated. But totally understand if you can't. No worries. Please like and share these videos. Give these videos a like. Give these videos a share. That helps out this channel immensely. Please do put the videos on autoplay and let the ads play all the way through. And don't just do all this stuff for me. Do it for all the content creators you know and love on YouTube, because it helps our channels. It allows our channels to keep going. You guys are awesome. Thank you for an awesome Wednesday. I will see you tomorrow. That's the pleasant surprise here. I thought it was Thursday for like 40 minutes. For like 40 minutes, I was like, yeah, I think it's Thursday. I'm sure there were people in the chat like, what the fuck? It's Wednesday. What the fuck's he talking about? He keeps saying this. I know. But we got a show tomorrow. That's awesome news. Brandon, thank you very much for the super chat contribution. Brandon says, thanks to sticking to your guns when it matters. I appreciate that compliment, Brandon. Thank you very much. And I hope that was a compliment on my muscles. No, I'm just kidding. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate y'all being here. I appreciate you being part of Get Your News On with Ron. This has been Get Your News On with Ron, the world's first viewer-curated streaming news show. Consider the news gotten. That doesn't even make sense. I don't even know what day it is. I'm just kidding. I know it's Wednesday now. I'll see you all tomorrow. Lucy says meow. I say peace.